Hello there, welcome to my channel, Mauh Moon Tarot. My name is Mauh and I'm happy to have you here. I am doing a video today called Timeless Tarot Week of Thoughts. It isn't a video for any specific week, it's a Timeless Tarot Week of Thoughts. And I'm going to be going through each of the days of the week, Monday to Sunday, and we're going to be pulling 3 cards for each day of the week, Monday to Sunday, and we will be answering 3 questions per day. 1, what the energy is. 2, what you can focus on. And 3, a possible lesson to be learned. Now, as I said, this doesn't apply to any specific week. There are no dates involved. At any time, if you watch this video, maybe you can take some guidance or some insight in regards to what day of the week it is for you when you're watching this video, and how you can find out what the energy is, learn what to focus on, and then possibly learn something for that day. I'm going to be using my Light Seers Tarot. I like this tarot deck because it's very bright and vibrant. And I'm going to be reading intuitively. I don't claim to be a psychic. I read the cards as I see the pictures speaking to me. I know what the basic meaning of each card is, traditionally speaking. But then again, when the cards are different artists, are made by different artists, I should say, they have a different vibe to each one. So if I say things in my reading that maybe you don't traditionally associate that card with, it doesn't mean that it's wrong. It just means that that's how I intuitively read the art on that card. So let's start shuffling. Welcome to my channel. I am Mauh Heret Jezebel Morgan Moon, and I know that a lot of people have subscribed lately, and I'm very grateful. And I also want to say thank you, and I want to say thank you to all of you. All of you are very special to me. I'd love to get to know you, each of you individually. And hopefully I can do that one day. One day I'd like to do a live like my friend Wendy Bones does. So I got 2 cards. Card number 1, 20, Judgment. Card number 2, 10, the Wheel. And let's take the card on the top here. Card number 3, 9 of Pentacles. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Jumping. 9 of Pentacles. So let's look at Monday, also known as the day of the moon. We have our first question. What is the energy of any particular Monday that you might be speaking of? And we have the card number 1, which is Judgment. So what is the energy of this day with the Judgment card? I do feel like the energy is like the Judgment card kind of signifies. It's an energy of waking up. It's an energy of hearing the trumpet sound and being ready to charge into the week. Monday is very much a day like that. If you have the weekend off, Monday is your first day back to work. So with the Judgment card, I do feel like the energy of Monday, any Monday, doesn't matter which specific one, is one of going, I'm waking up, I'm working hard, I'm pushing forward to start this week on a good foot, and I'm going to evolve as I choose to evolve, as I choose to wake up and release my soul into this week. And you see this woman is just releasing her soul, and her soul is starting to soar. And so it's not always about work when you come to Monday. It's just about doing your life's purpose. And Monday is also known as Moon Day. It's ruled by the moon, and the moon symbolizes the goddess. It's a symbol of intuition, psychic abilities, creativity, wisdom, and different phases are all important in the goddess, so Mother, Maiden, and Crone. And the moon is always whole, no matter what cycle she's in, because she reflects the sun, and she always reflects the sun in her. She always reflects the sun in the sense that she's always full, even though she's not always showing that she's reflecting the sun. She's always there and she's always whole. It's just that we don't see her reflecting the light in the same quantities every single day. But it just goes to show you that if you're feeling like you're not ready to face Monday, just know that you are whole no matter what cycle you are in, no matter what kind of phase you are in, whether you feel like you're not up for the challenge or whether you feel like you're gung-ho and you're ready to do above and beyond what you want to do for the week. Monday is telling you you have the possibility to embrace what Monday is bringing to you, despite the fact that you may not feel like you're ready. The energy there is potent energy for you to move forward with success. So what can you focus on? We have the wheel, and that just goes to show you that it's about cycles, right? The moon goes through cycles. That's why we classify the mother, maiden, mother, and crone. So the maiden is the young goddess, the mother is the goddess in her mother's state, and the crone is the goddess in her more elderly state where she is wise. She's a wise woman. And then I think that the dark moon is like the rebirth of the dark moon is the death of the goddess, and the new moon is like the rebirth of the goddess. So with the wheel, what you can focus on, the wheel is turning, right? And it kind of symbolizes cycles. It kind of symbolizes changes taking place. So you can focus on any particular Monday. You can focus on the fact that things are moving, the world is turning. You may be sleeping in on the Monday, but the world around you is still hustling and bustling. And the wheel just goes to show you that in whatever state that you're in whatever place in life that you find yourself, you are always in the right place. You are always moving with the energy around you. And third card we have is a possible lesson to be learned, and it's the Nine of Pentacles. So on whatever day on whatever Monday, I should say, that you are seeing this, or whatever Tuesday, or what you can focus on Monday with what to be learned is the Nine of Pentacles. So learn how to be independent. Learn how to reach for things that will change your life. Learn how to reach for good things. Learn how to reach for a better sense of who you are, a healthier way of living, a more free way of looking at things, a more open heart, a more disciplined mindset, a more focused mindset with the Nine of Pentacles. So I do feel like also we know that Monday has to do with shadows because it's the moon day and the moon casts shadows and secrets. The moon casts shadows. Now, what do I mean by that? Because usually we see the sun as something that casts shadows, because when the sun is shining on one side of something, the shadow is cast on the opposite side. But I think what we mean by shadows with the moon is that it's like there's a dark side to the moon. So there's also a dark side to ourselves. And it's okay to wake up on a Monday and feel like, oh, I'm feeling a little bit on my shadow side today instead of my bright side. That's okay. Secrets and romance. So love yourself. The moon says love yourself. The moon says move into this secret place within yourself. Move into delving into the secret parts of yourself and really embracing that on whatever Monday you may find yourself waking up to. So that's Monday. And now we go into Tuesday. I'm just going to send my cards through the incense. Blessing, cleansing and blessing, and cleansing and blessing, and cleansing and blessing. Okay, so let's go into Tuesday, which is mardi in French. Lundi is Monday. Mardi is Tuesday. And guess what planet rules Tuesday? Mars. Mars is the ruler of Tuesday. Planet of our desires, actions, energy, passion, war, aggression, sex, assertion. Mars, the god of war, survival, raw energy, adventurous, sexual nature. So Mars is a really, sorry, I have to go down and get that. Mars is a really passionate planet, a really fiery planet. I got two cards. We just need one more. But yeah, like go-getter energy. When I think of Mars, I think of Aries, and I think of how, you know, the Emperor card, and just like the energy of Mars, and how, yeah, it can cause wars, because Mars is the planet of aggression, but sometimes a war is necessary to bring about justice, right? And even though we wish that wars never took place, you know, Mars is that energy. Mars, the god of war, you know, where sometimes that kind of thing is necessary, unfortunately. So what is the energy for Tuesday, which is Mars Day? The Hierophant. Interesting. Interesting, because a lot of wars were fought over religion, and I do believe the Hierophant is very much symbolic of religion. But then again, if we look at it on its more bright side, it can be a happy card. Like this card is showing somebody who's very, very happy with a stairway to heaven, or a stairway to the Summerlands, or a stairway to somewhere where we are blown out of our mind, where we are opened up to new possibilities. Mars Day, planet of our desires, actions, energy, passion. It's like bam, bam, bam. It's like wow. And the Hierophant is that energy of a connection from the base self to the divine. There is that Hierophant that goes in between our lower selves to our higher selves, and we are that conduit, that channel in between the lower earth and the higher celestial energies. So the Hierophant for Tuesday is saying, tap into that energy that you have, that Mars energy of passion. Keep going into your week on Tuesday, whatever Tuesday you might be questioning. Go into your week with that passion. Go from Monday, Moon Day, to Tuesday, Mars Day, and really continue to embrace the week. Continue to embrace the passion that you have within yourself. What you can focus on. We have card 13, Death and Rebirth. What you can focus on. And this is a beautiful card, because like it's a red hood with a beautiful, it reminds me of skiing, with the pine trees and the blue sun shining bright in the sun shining bright in the dark blue sky, I should say. It reminds me of a bright wintry day. But death and rebirth, the crispness of a bright wintry day. Death and rebirth. What you can focus on. Some things don't always go the way we plan them to go, and death kind of says that. Death kind of says sometimes things will happen in our lives that we didn't expect to happen, but there is always a rebirth. There's always picking up and continuing on from a space that was considered a horrible space. Like death is, I don't know. I shouldn't say death is horrible, because death is just a way to get to the next realm, and it's just a new chapter in your life, right? Because it depends how you see death. If you see death as just something where you die and you go in the ground and that's it, you cease to exist, then there might not be a rebirth, right? Because you cease to exist. But this card, for what you can focus on, is saying focus on the little deaths and the rebirths in life, because it doesn't have to be a literal death. It doesn't have to mean your heart stopped. It could just mean something that didn't go your way, and you're opening a new chapter. You're opening a new pathway to something else, rebirth. And there's also that horizontal 8 in between the word death and rebirth, which talks about infinity, and the sign of infinity, the sign of continuing on forever, you know. And you know, what do you want to leave as your legacy, right? Going into Tuesday with Mars and passion and drive, what sets your heart on fire on a Tuesday? What is that passion within you that shows you that you can carry on even if you fall down? Death and rebirth can be like falling down and getting back up again. Something, or letting go of something that, you know, maybe didn't work out, and opening your heart to something new, something that may work out for you in exchange for what didn't work out. And a possible lesson to be learned, we have the 5 of Cups for a Tuesday. Interesting. Yeah, because these 5 of Cups look like singing bowls, I don't know if you can see them. They look like singing bowls, especially that one that she's got her foot in. And the Five of Cups is more of a somber card. It's a more of a card of reflection. So even though there's a lot of passion and fire and desire and aggression, there's also survival, right? With Tuesday being Mars Day, there's also that element of survival. So even if things don't go the way you want them to go, you know, you're going to survive. You're going to carry on. You have time to mourn what you need to let go of. It's okay if your day isn't the most exciting day, it isn't the most happy day. You know, we don't always have to have happy days. Part of life is that up and down of how we feel, right? Like a roller coaster, sometimes going all the way up and reaching a peak and then just plummeting down. And sometimes when we look back at that plummet, we realize that it was invigorating and exhilarating. See, because sometimes when you're on a roller coaster and you're experiencing that down part, that downhill of the roller coaster, you're screaming, you know, you're screaming and you're scared, and then you know, you get back to, you know, just going around normally, not too many ups and downs, and you're happy again. And then after you get off the ride, you think back and you think, oh my God, that was so scary, especially when we went down from that peak. But it was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed myself. And I find that that's something that happens to me a lot, where especially with this past winter, starting in October and going through the winter, you know, I had a really rough winter, not just with COVID, but just with things of personal nature. And looking back, I kind of long for that again. I long for that challenge. I long for that growth period. I long for that push that got me to feel like I was pushing through the earth, like a seed pushing through the earth to find the light. And I do look back at that time, that was a very big time of growth during the October through the winter. And you know, the Five of Cups shows us that that's a lesson to be learned, that sometimes, you know, we will have difficult times. We will have times of having to reflect. We will have times of having to pick up from our death and rebirth and have to move on. But sometimes in those bowls, like in this bowl here, there is a magic of color. There is a plethora of color in that bowl, and that is where the magic is. And you see she's got the bowl here, but it's behind her. She can't see that bowl behind her full of magic. All she has is bowls that are empty. She only has 4 empty bowls. One of them she's spilling out as she's just being herself, and almost like, oh no, I spilled out that last bowl, and I did it. I'm the one who did it, and I'm so angry with myself. Why did I do that? How did I let that happen? But there's still that possibility of a colorful life, a colorful state of being. And sometimes we just have to let ourselves go through a time of sorrow or regret or sadness or difficulty to just turn back and look back and say, wow, that was full of color. I really learned a lot. I really grew by leaps and bounds. So I do feel like Tuesday, Mars Day, is definitely saying that a lesson that we can learn is that that lesson that we don't always have to be happy-go-lucky, and we can learn from difficult things. Tuesday. And now we go into Wednesday. Mercredi. Mercredi is the French word for Wednesday. And it is Mercury's day. Just incense, cleansing and blessing, and cleansing, blessing, and cleansing and blessing. And so it is. So Mercury day, day-to-day expression. Mercury, the planet of communication, day-to-day expression, communication, intellect, memory, transportation, how we make sense of the world and our place in it. Mercury, the messenger of the gods, how we communicate our message. Mercury. Oh, 1 card. I think I got too many cards, guys. 5 cards is too much. I don't know why these cards are so slippery. Okay, Mercury, we need 3 cards, please, for Mercredi, our friend Wednesday. Whatever Wednesday you're looking at in life. It doesn't have to be this Wednesday. It doesn't have to be next Wednesday. Whenever you're watching this, Timeless Tarot Week of Thoughts. Timeless Tarot Week of Thoughts. And these tarot cards are slipping like cray cray. Oh my God. Like my friend Jackie says, oh my God. So you got 1, 2 cards here. We need one more card for Mercredi. Mercredi, Mercredi, Mercury day has come to me. Mercredi. Too many cards, guys. Guys. I gotta stop singing. I know you love my voice. I know you love it, right? Because it's fun and it's sexy and it's happy. Who doesn't love a happy person? But really, I just need one more card, please, Spirit. One more card. I'm going to take it from the top. Okay. Wow. We got Judgment again. Interesting. Okay. So, Mercredi, Mercury, messenger of the gods, communication. What the energy is, the 10 of Wands. Wednesday is that hump day. Let's not forget it, right? It's that day where we have to get over the hump and then we're going to be sailing down to the weekend. So here we have the 10 of Wands. The 10 of Wands is about working hard. It's about, look at this woman. She's traveling with her ox and her suitcase and her baggages on top of the ox and, you know, her stuff. She's come down that hill, or she's gonna have to go up that hill, one or the other. But if she goes up it, she's gonna have to go down it at some point. And if she goes down it, then she's good. But it's almost like this is saying there's a long road ahead of you and you have a lot to carry. The energy is starting to feel like, how can I get through this week for whatever Wednesday you're looking at? How am I going to get through this week? I'm feeling like with the 10 of Wands, I'm overburdened. I have a lot to do, but it's exciting. I'm traveling. I'm moving forward. I'm making progress because, you know, she's going somewhere, right? In this picture that the 10 of Wands, she's going somewhere. She's on a journey to go to a specific destination and she probably wants to go there, right? Why else would she be going there? Because she wants to go and she wants to bring her ox and she wants to bring her stuff and she wants to go. So the energy of Mercredi, Wednesday with Mercury, is that of, because I did say transportation, right? So movement, traveling, she's moving. We're moving through this day, Wednesday, in order to continue on and get to Thursday. But let's not just get through Wednesday, right? We don't want to just get through the week. We want to thrive. We want to do more than just survive. So what can we focus on? We have the Page of Swords. Beautiful, flying high. Yes, we have work, but let's make it fun. Let's make it challenging with the Page of Swords. Let's bring a message of love to the world. Let's bring a message of intelligence. Let's bring a message of intellect. Mercury, communicating, messenger of the gods. He always gets the message right, and that's why he's the messenger for the gods, because he gets the message right, because he's intelligent, because he's a go-getter, because he's like the Page of Swords with that new energy and enthusiasm. So continue to go through Wednesday with enthusiasm, like the Page of Swords. Let yourself let yourself fly. Like she has light bulbs that are her balloons. Let your mental capacity start. Let your mental wheels start to turn. Let your mental capacity start to soar. It's Wednesday. It's not the weekend, I know, but that's okay. It's still amazing. Possible lesson to be learned. Judgment. Continue to let yourself evolve. Whatever Wednesday you're looking at. We had this card on Monday, the Judgment card, with waking up and moving and being aware of something new in your life. The lesson to be learned is to continue to be aware. Continue to open your eyes to the things around you on this Wednesday, whatever Wednesday you're talking about. Continue to see things with fresh eyes, right? Judgment is like that death, and then there's a trumpet call, and then there's a rebirth, and the dead are brought to life, and they're brought to life in a new body, and they're brought to life with new eyes, and they're seeing things fresh, and they're seeing things for the first time since they died and went into the earth. And that's just a literal sense, but judgment can be like, it can be like that. It could be literal, or it could be more metaphorical, right? Because obviously we're not talking about you actually dying, God forbid. What we're talking about is just like you being awake to the sounds around you, to the birds singing, to the kids laughing, to the intelligent conversation that your coworkers are having. Let yourself be inspired. Let yourself be turned on intellectually. Let your memory, let yourself listen and memorize the senses that you are feeling so that you can tap back into them again at some point and just remember your sense of the world and your place in it on Wednesday. How we communicate our message. Judgment is saying, what are the wake-up calls that you are giving to other people, right? The lesson to be learned is how can you be that judgment call for people around you? And I don't mean like in a somber kind of way. I mean, how can you, the way that you're living, open up people's eyes to say, wow, that person is really living life to the fullest. They're really living life to the best of their ability, even though it's Wednesday and it's hump day and we're all tired and we have that 10 of Wands energy feeling heavy. Let's just look at this Wednesday as a day to really continue to push forward, but continue to find the beauty, even though we might be tired. So that's Wednesday, guys and girls. I do feel that heaviness of Wednesday. Like even now, as I was talking about Wednesday, I was like, yeah, Wednesday's heavy, you know? But I guess that's why they call it hump day, because it's like, let's just get over this hump. I got 2 cards. I didn't get to cleanse and bless my cards. Cleansing and blessing and cleansing and blessing and cleansing and blessing, and so it is. So we got the 2 of Wands for Thursday, Jupiter Day. Jeudi in French, Jupiter Day. Jeudi. Kind of sounds like I say, jeudi, I say. But jeudi, Jupiter Day, values, beliefs, luck. Jupiter, the king of the gods, planet of plenty, planet of broader purpose, reach and possibility, optimism, growth, sense of humor, goodwill, mercy, how we express our generosity, and tolerance. Interesting. Okay, so what is the energy of jeudi, Thursday, for whatever Thursday you're looking at? What is the energy? We have the 2 of Wands. So we say reflection. Thursday's about reflection, looking back on your week and saying, how was that week for me? You know, it's not finished yet, but I'm over hump day. Now I'm at Thursday and I'm looking back and I'm reflecting and I'm seeing things through peaceful eyes. You know, I'm saying, you know, the middle of the week has come to an end. We're moving on to the end of the week, the work week especially. And the 2 of Wands is like, how am I going to travel through the rest of the week? How am I going to dance through the rest of the week with Jupiter? How am I going to continue to demonstrate the plentiful life that I have? Because we're all, you know, if you're watching this, you have a computer or you have a phone or you have a friend who has a computer or a phone. And that's a lot, you know, some people don't even have that. And I think Thursday, is telling us that we need to be grateful for what we do have, right? Our values, like what do we value? How do we feel lucky? How do we feel like grateful? How do we feel like, how do we feel optimistic? How can we be merciful to the people that are around us? How can we express our generosity and our tolerance and our love? Jupiter is about luck. Jupiter is about, I want to say expansion because it's the planet of plenty. So it's about like, how are things around you expanding and to be more abundant. But with the energy is a 2 of Wands, it's more of a peaceful energy, but it's also an energy of like broadening your horizons and like making really grand plans for yourself. Like the 2 of Wands is like, how am I going to continue to conquer this life that I've been given? How am I going to continue to be successful? How am I going to continue to take advantage of opportunities that are being handed to me? You see there's a globe in this picture with the Two of Wands. It's like she's looking out at the world, you know, there's a pink sky outside the window, you know, it's probably like a sunset or a sunrise. So it's either really early or it's like just before night falls. And it's almost like that liminal space time where it's like the golden hour when the sun is setting, or when the sun is rising and it's like purple or orange or yellow or pink in the sky. And it's like you're up really early before the sun actually gets full up in the sky, you know. And it's like that time that you use to meditate, you know, the values, the beliefs. What do you do for yourself on your this Thursday, whatever Thursday that you're thinking about? What can you do for yourself that will benefit you? What will benefit you? What kind of meditation that you can do? What kind of prayer? What kind of affirmations? How can you continue to go through the week with that strength of value and purpose and generosity and gratitude? I feel like gratitude is a big one. What can you focus on? We have the Queen of Pentacles. And I think that that's what I was saying. With Jupiter, the Queen of Pentacles, what we can focus on is how we are abundant, you know? You might look at somebody and say, wow, that person has so much, you know, and you start to get jealous, or you start to get envious, or you start to feel like less of a person because you don't have a life like that. But the Queen of Pentacles is saying, what can you focus on whatever Thursday that you're going through, with Jupiter being the ruler of Thursday, Jeudi. The Queen of Pentacles is grateful. She is a lover of beauty. She is a lover of the earth. She is a lover of all things material, you know, animals, just beautiful things, the world, the nature around us, the human body. You know, it's interesting when you can look at anybody's body and say that person is beautiful, no matter what kind of size they are, no matter what kind of skin color they have, no matter what kind of hair style they have, and no matter how their makeup's done, no matter how flamboyant they may look, no matter how manly they may look, no matter how manly they may talk, you know, it's just about embracing everybody. The Queen of Pentacles is just like, I'll let you into my life, and I'll see the beauty within you because of who you are, because you're part of the human race. So Jupiter Day is values and beliefs. It's luck. It's putting your best foot forward and expecting the best back. And then a possible lesson to be learned is the Queen of Swords. Interesting. The Queen of Swords. Jupiter is the king of the gods. And Jupiter is not just that, you know, when I'm talking about all these things, they're making me feel emotional and, you know, grateful and happy and fuzzy and warm. And, you know, the fact of the matter is that Jupiter is the king of the gods. Okay. So the Queen of Swords is saying, like, you know, even though you might be looking at all this stuff and feel fuzzy and happy and grateful, and the Queen of Pentacles is making you feel good, the Queen of Swords, the lesson learned on any given Thursday is that you still have your dark side. You know, you have that light side of the sun. You have that light side of the sun, of growth, of development, of generosity, of tolerance, of goodwill. But the Queen of Swords is like, you also have your dark side where you can say, I don't accept this. I don't want this in my life. I don't need to have this belief pushed on me. I don't need to do something that I don't want to do. The Queen of Swords is like very determined, but she's also very like, she's forthright. She says what she wants. She uses her mind. She thinks critically. And when I'm saying she, you could be male or female or whatever you identify as. The Queen of Swords, you know, this person is not going to be pushed around. This person is going to be nurturing, yes, just like Jupiter and with the Queen of Pentacles and the Two of Wands and values and beliefs and luck. You know, sometimes we think that when you have luck coming in, it isn't something that is planned. But there's also the fact that with the Queen of Swords, luck can go with the Queen of Swords just like luck can go with the Queen of Pentacles. Because luck is one of those things that just happens. I don't know. I mean, when I think of luck, I don't think of like, oh, something just happened by accident. I think of luck more so as good fortune coming to you. And it could be synchronistic. It could be perfectly timed. And the Queen of Swords is saying, and the Queen of Pentacles, we have two queens for Thursday, is like, you know what you want. You know what you're going to fight for. You know what you're going to put up with. You know how to tap into the earth with the Queen of Pentacles, but you also know how to tap into the air with the Queen of Swords. You know how to connect earth to air, just like the Hierophant connects the earth to the air and the air to the earth. I do feel like we're bringing back to Monday where we had the Hierophant, where it's like Jupiter is about values, beliefs, but it's also about standing up for your own beliefs and not letting people run over them. So I do feel like that's enough to say about Thursday. Cleansing and blessing, and cleansing and blessing, and cleansing and blessing. And so it is. I just want to thank my ancestors for being here with me. Because, you know, before I read the cards, I get a little bit nervous because tarot is not something to take lightly. And even though I've done some spur of the moment tarot readings on this YouTube channel, sorry guys, but this is like 10 cards. I can't take 10 cards. I need 3 cards. And I know Spirit and Universe knows that. 3 cards for Friday. Friday, ruled by the planet Venus, the goddess of love. Love, oh, that one just came out. 7 of Wands. What the energy is, the 7 of Wands. Oh, that one just flew out too. What you can focus on, death and rebirth, card number 13. Okay, thanks for those cards, Spirit. Thanks for those cards. All right. So Friday. Too many cards, guys. 2 cards. I can't. Sorry, Spirit. Just 1 card. 1 card. Woo! 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 I don't know, guys. I haven't done a YouTube video in a while, so forgive me if I'm acting like a fool. Reminds me of the tarot. Fool. Going through life. Going through the experiences. So, Venus, goddess of love, goddess of money, personal taste, aesthetics, your relationship with finances and material possessions, pleasure, grace, charm, beauty, how we spend our money, and harmony. So, interesting. Friday, vendredi in French. Whatever Friday you're looking at, remember this is a timeless tarot week of thoughts. So whatever Friday you're experiencing, ruled by Venus, the goddess of love. She's mostly known for being the goddess of love, but she's also the goddess of money and personal taste and aesthetics and finances, material possessions, beauty. I already said beauty, but she really does love beauty. So what is the energy? The 7 of Wands on Friday. And this really does remind me of Venus, the goddess of love. Also Aphrodite, the goddess of love. 7 of Wands, and she's sitting on her meditation pillow, and she's got all those wands, colorful wands, but she's in her bubble. She has that sphere of light protecting her, and she's at peace. And you know, before I started this video, I did put a sphere of protection around me, so it reminds me of that Friday. And also Aphrodite is one of my goddesses that I honor. So the 7 of Wands can usually be one of like struggle to stand up for your belief. And when I say struggle, I mean people are coming at you and they want a piece of you. They want to know what you have to think. They want to know, you know, how you're doing. They want to know, you know, it's just like there's a lot of people. Maybe you're on Friday, maybe you're somebody who likes to be in a social setting, but on Friday you're kind of like in this space where you just don't have any energy anymore. It's Friday, you've been through the full work week, and it's just like, okay, now I have the 7 of Wands for what the energy is. And the energy is like, I am at peace. I am whole. I am at peace. I am whole. I am at peace. I am whole. And the 7 Wands are coming at her, but she's in her protective sphere. She's put on her meditative protective light, and she's sitting on her yoga cushion or whatever that is there, and she's in a meditative pose. And so Friday, it doesn't have to be like, oh my God, this is the end of the week and people still want a piece of me and people are still coming at me. It can be like Venus, personal taste, goddess of love, being surrounded by love, being surrounded by beauty, feeling harmonious. Venus, the energy is really harmony on this Friday. It's really like, it's Friday, right? So the weekend is coming, Saturday, Sunday. And even if you do work every weekend, or if you work one weekend out of 2 like I do, sometimes Friday just has that feel, because even if you're not going to be off that weekend, a lot of people that you may be working with or that you know may be off on the weekend. And that's something to be happy for them, right? Because we each get our turn to take the weekend off, at least in my case. But the Seven of Wands energy is like, you've gone through the week, you've been successful. Yes, you still have your responsibilities, but you have that light shining out of you here in her solar chakra here. She has a light shining out of her. And it's really like, it's beautiful. And it's like, I'm not going to be frazzled by the week. I'm not going to be frazzled by the fact that I just came from Monday and now it's Friday, and I'm going to be ruled by love. I'm going to let love rule me. I'm going to let Venus rule me, and I'm going to continue to be at peace. So what can you focus on? We have death and rebirth, and it's interesting because even though it's not the end of the full week, it's the end of the work week, and now we have death and rebirth. And I think we had death and rebirth for, if I'm not mistaken, either Monday or Tuesday. But it's like the beginning of the week, we were focusing on how we can restructure and reframe things that aren't going our way. And on Friday, there's that energy of death and rebirth as well. And it's like with finances, like, you know, maybe sometimes you purchase something and then you regret it later on, but it's like, you wanted that thing at one time, you know, you wanted to own this thing, and own it, you know, own it. You know, maybe you did spend the money on it, and if you can't return it, just own it. Own that beautiful thing that you purchased for yourself. Venus is the goddess of how we spend our money. And if you don't like how you spent your money on the last item that you purchased, then just don't do that again. You know, Venus gives you that power to say, I am going to spend my money on things that I want. I'm going to spend my money on things that I want. Like I said, how is your relationship with your finances? There's almost like that cycle with death and rebirth of like paying something for something with a credit card, paying off the credit card, you know, and then like, you know, paying for something with a credit card, paying off the credit card, because it's Venus, right? So it's like, how do you spend your money, and how do you pay off your debts? You know, death and rebirth. If you've gotten out of a debt, how do you stay out of a debt? You know, how are you learning with the death and rebirth? What are you focusing on? That's what the energy is, death and rebirth. What are you focusing on? And a possible lesson to be learned, we have the Ace of Cups for Friday, Venus Day. The Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is like a divine connection, a divine emotional connection. Love, right? It's interesting because it looks like this is a heart inside the cup, or an apple, or a heart, like an actual atomical heart with the Ace of Cups. It's like holding your heart in your hand. It's almost like wearing your heart on your sleeve, right? Because Venus is the goddess of love, and it's like, how do you extend that love to other people? How do you offer the cup of love to other people? Friday, like with the Seven of Wands there for what the energy is, and now a possible lesson to be learned with the Ace of Cups. It's like people want your time, people want your attention, and start from within, start from that solar plexus, heart plexus chakra, and just put that love out there to people, just like you've been handed that cup. And it's almost like your cup is full now, your cup was overflowing, almost like the magic is flowing out. And it's like, how are you extending that to others on Friday? It could also be like you being excited about the weekend and being like, have a good weekend, guys, have a good weekend, when you're leaving work and it's like, I'm going into the weekend, woohoo, I don't have to work this weekend. Or if you do have to work, it's like, oh yeah, I'm working this weekend, but it's the weekend. So it's like, there's not as many bosses, it's a lot quieter at work, you know, people are a little bit more relaxed. So I do feel like Friday, whatever Friday you're looking at, is a good day, especially with Venus being in charge of Friday. You know, like what better goddess for the end of the week than Venus, Aphrodite, the goddess of love. For Vendredi, Venus Day, Vendredi in French, cleansing and blessing, cleansing and blessing, and cleansing and blessing. And so it is. Okay, so now we go on to Saturday. I'm sorry if this video is getting too long for you. You can always pause it and come back. Saturday, Saturn. Saturn, ruled by Saturn, dominance, power, and change, time, creation, work, restriction, limitation, construction, structure, meaning, boundaries, responsibilities, commitments, growth. And I think that's the optimum word for Saturn is growth. Got one card, growth, because Saturn puts those restrictions on us, those limits, those boundaries, you know, on our, those brakes on our life sometimes, like hit the brakes, you know, that's what Saturn does. It hits the brakes sometimes on something that we were planning on. And it's like, whoa, like we have to learn anew. So Saturn is like, sorry guys, I just want to get another incense. It's because my incense went out and I love my incense. Saturn, Saturday. And I like to sing about Saturday. Saturday, Saturday, all right. Saturday, Saturday, all right. Yep, Saturday. So we got 3 cards. What the energy is. Sorry, dropping things everywhere. So what the energy is for Saturday, Saturn's day, the Knight of Wands, Saturday. So if that doesn't say party, I don't know what does. The Knight of Wands. She's banging on her bongo. The horse is dancing in the background. The flames are burning around her. She even has like some sort of ethereal flame burning on her drum. Saturday, what the energy is, it's potent, it's magical, it's powerful, it's the Knight of Wands. It's like charging forward to have a good day, being in our element with the things that we want to do, not necessarily just have to work, but also just be like in that energy of Saturn, which is dominance, power and change, time, creation, work, restriction. It's interesting because I said it's like being free, but then again, there's like Saturn being the ruler of Saturday, which is like dominance, power, change, time, creation, work, constriction, limitation, constriction, structure, meaning, boundaries, responsibilities, commitments, and then growth, right? Like, so I do feel like this is before Saturn puts the brakes on things, right? You're like just enjoying yourself, and then Saturn puts the brakes on things, and then what you can focus on is the Ace of Swords. So the energy for Saturday, listen, it's Saturday. We can't forget that, because even though Saturn rules Saturday, Saturday is still a fun day for most people when you're off work and you get to spend time with your family and spend time with your friends and do stuff that you don't usually do because you're usually working. But then you have what you can focus on. It's the Ace of Swords. So this kind of reminds me more of Saturn, the Ace of Swords, like that mental clarity, that mental spiral staircase that we see in this picture, like thinking over the steps that you took, you know. There is like the tree of life here at the top. There's a crow, there's light coming out of the bottom of the spiral staircase. So I do feel like Saturn, it helps us to grow, but it also puts those limitations, like step-by-step boundaries, step-by-step limitations. How you can get tired, right? Like going up this staircase can be tiring. So life sometimes can feel tiring with Saturn ruling Saturday. Sometimes we get so used to working that when we come to a day off, we kind of feel trapped. We kind of feel like, oh my God, what am I going to do with all this time to myself? Like, I wish I was working. Or if you are working, it's like the Ace of Swords is saying, how are you using your mind, your mathematical mind? How are you using your logical mind? How are you using your infinite mind? How are you communicating with others? How are you allowing your mind to be open to new possibilities? And the possible lesson to be learned, we have the Queen of Swords again. Interesting, we had the Queen of Swords before. A possible lesson to be learned with Saturday. Ruled by Saturn, power, change, time, creation, work, restriction, limitation, construction, structure, meaning, boundaries, responsibilities, commitments, and growth. the Queen of Swords. How did she get to be the Queen of Swords, right? She worked hard, you know, and again, it doesn't have to necessarily mean you're a she. It could just mean you worked hard to get to where you're at. You worked hard to be that Queen of Swords of your life. And I do feel like that's what Saturn brings out in us when we go through our Saturn return, or when we go through a lesson that Saturn brings to us. We come out as the Queen of Swords. We come out learning how to be more powerful in our mind, but also how to be more gentle with ourselves and others. And the last day of the week, whatever Sunday you're looking at, is Sunday. Sunday, day of the sun. So let me just cleanse my cards here. Cleansing and blessing, and cleansing and blessing, and cleansing and blessing, and so it is. I wrote a lot for Sunday. It's the day of the sun, your identity, the essence that you shine out into the world, how you experience life and express your individuality, giver of life, conscious mind, will to live, creative life force, the ego, the adult as opposed to the inner child, basic identity, self-realization, reason, here and now, life purpose, style of which we leave our mark on the world. So that's what the sun symbolizes in astrology. So sorry guys, but this is way too many cards for me. I did get one card so far, so Spirit is helping us out. Thank you. I just need 2 more cards, please, Universe. God of the Tarot, please give me 2 more cards that will describe to us what Sunday should be about. Oh, God. Okay, God, that's too much. That's too much, guys. And girls, I don't know. When I say guys, I mean guys and girls. I don't necessarily mean just girls or just guys. I know, like, you can identify as something else, like they or them. But just know that I respect you, however you identify as, I respect you. And even if I can't, you know, be accurate all the time, it's still about respect. So Sunday, what the energy is, the Page of Wands. The Page, the messenger of fire, the messenger of new birth, new creation, new passion, new determination. What the energy is on Sunday. I feel like Sunday, I mean, because, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I feel like Sunday is the day of the sun, right? So it's like that day of feeling illuminated, feeling, you know, powerful, feeling vibrant, getting your vitamin D, getting that energy from the sun. With the Page of Wands, I do feel like, you know, it's like when the sun rises on the Sunday, and, you know, you have that Page of Wands energy. It's almost like, some people think that Sunday is the beginning of the week. So it can be the beginning of the week, like for some people, I guess. But the Page of Wands energy is for Sunday. Just being happy, you know, being in that energy of light, being in that energy of abundance, being enthusiastic is the most important thing with the Page, because the Page is a new being. The Page is stepping into that fire energy with new eyes, you know, a new vision, new sense of like touching that heat of the fire, the warmth, the passion of it, the growing from that energy, you know. So the energy is like, it's your identity. It's like tapping into your identity. It's tapping into who you are, how you shine out to the world, what kind of mark you're going to leave on the world. Like, this is an amazing mark to leave on the world. The Page of Wands, like, oh, this person was always excited about life, was always dancing, jumping, singing, being happy, being enthusiastic. Like, I think that's an amazing legacy to leave with the Page of Wands. But the energy is the Page of Wands for Sunday. And what you can focus on, again, we have the Judgment card, right? I think that was all throughout the week. And this is any week that you're experiencing. It doesn't have to be a specific date. This is a reading. And like I said, this is a time timeless tarot week of thoughts. So you can apply this reading to any day of the week, any week. So what you can focus on, again, we have Judgment card number 20. So it's like feeling awake, feeling alive, feeling new, feeling reborn, you know, feeling like I did a good job. I did a good job this week. Like I really like transformed this week. I really kept, you know, I really kept up, you know, my best self. And I feel good, and I feel like I'm being reborn again into a new week, because it's Sunday, so then it can be the new week for you, or Monday could be the new week for you. But it's interesting how we had Judgment throughout the week. I think this is the 3rd time we've had Judgment. So it's like constantly evolving, constantly waking up to see new things, to feel new things, to experience things with fresh eyes. I heard this thing from somebody on YouTube, and they're like, imagine if you were downloaded into a video game and how you would feel when you enter that video game, how you would see things. You'd be experiencing everything for the first time. And it's like when you wake up in the morning, like, and it's like almost, you can compare that to waking up into a new video game, and you're like, wow, this is amazing. Like, how is this working? How are things happening? What's going on? How can I learn how to be like amazing in this? And so the Judgment card is like that wake up call. And a possible lesson to be learned for Sunday, we have the Page of Swords, and we had the Page of Swords before as well. A possible lesson to be learned. So we have the Page of Wands for what the energy is for Sunday, and we have a possible lesson to be learned, the Page of Swords. The possible lesson to be learned with the Page of Swords is like, again, it's Sunday, right? So it's a style of which you leave your mark on the world. The Page of Swords is still carrying that enthusiasm, but it's in the energy of the air. So it's like, what are the messages you're putting out there on Sunday? What is your ego, your adult self saying to you, you know? How are you adulting your inner child? How are you teaching your inner child that they can trust you? How are you teaching your inner child that they can believe in what you say and believe in the things that you tell them? You know, it's about being whole. The sun is really about being whole, because the sun makes things grow and evolve and change and blossom and flourish. And so it's like the Page of Swords on Sunday. It's like, what are you telling yourself to keep yourself going in a positive state? Because the sun is also a positive energy, right? When I think of sun, I think of the summertime, and a lot of people like the summertime. Some people don't like it that much. It's not their favorite season, but we have to admit that the sun has a lot of benefits to the earth, and the sun makes the earth thrive and be so beautiful. I love fall. I do love fall, but I love the summer as well. And even though sometimes I get too hot and I'm like, oh my God, it's so hot out here, you know, it's part of life, right? And I think that the Judgment card, with what you can focus on, is just saying, embrace life with new eyes, fresh eyes. The 2 pages, the messenger of fire, the messenger of air, the messenger of living life to your fullest, the message of putting your mind into what you do, putting your efforts into what you're creating. So yeah, I think that's it. So I hope this was a helpful video for you. Again, my name is Mauh Haret Jezebel Morgan Moon. I thank you for being here, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys, girls.